here is the 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz, a pickup truck, but it's not a pickup truck. They call it a sports adventure vehicle?
Yes.
All right, and also I'm here with Melvin Bautista. He's with product planning at Hyundai, and he's going to tell me about it. So the first thing I'm noticing about the car is that it's got a very similar front grille to the new Tucson, where it's got the integrated DRLs and lights in the car.
Yes, so basically what you see as you're looking here, it looks like just a part of the grille, but there's basically four daytime running lights that light up when you start the vehicle. So it looks really cool, you know, very, very sleek, and then when you're taking a look at it, you turn on the vehicle, then it shines on. So very distinctive look to it, but with the grille itself, it's got a wide grille with, you know, the headlights are kind of integrated to the bottom of the bumper as opposed to up here.
So these are DRLs, turn signals, those types of things, and then the actual headlights are down here.
Yes, so the headlights here, actually turn signals here. These
turn
are,
signals
these
there,
are
okay.
strictly the daytime running lights
Got
that
it.
are on all the time that the car is on, and then obviously they dim when you turn the headlights on.
Now this actually has a lot of similarities to the Tucson, right? It was based off the Tucson platform?
So it is based off of the all-new Tucson platform that we launched a few months ago, but this vehicle is it's a slightly revised to a longer wheelbase, and then obviously to accommodate the open bed in the back.
Got it. Now this is a Tucson Limited, so it has the optional, well, optional everything, but it also has the optional 2.5 liter turbocharged engine, and that is 281 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque.
Yes, so it's a lot of power. It's almost 100 horsepower more than the base engine,
which is also a 2.5 liter,
also
191 horsepower, 181 pound-feet of torque.
Yes, that's good. So basically, with the Limited, you also get exclusive 20-inch wheels that are much bigger, look better. The handling and performance is a little bit better.
And this is interesting here on the wheel well, little fender flares here, nice little Santa Cruz truck, and some looks like treads, things like that.
So what you'll see, these little triangle treads, you'll see these kind of placed throughout the bed in certain areas, and then also the little Santa Cruz logos. But actually, one of the accessories that we have available is a fender flare that you put on here, and actually a GoPro camera mount. So if you're going on your adventures, you're able to plug that in there, and it fits really nicely, and it's safe in there as well. So it's made for that.
But obviously, the key thing about this is that it does indeed have a pickup bed. So you look at this car, you look at it from the front, it looks more or less a lot like a Tucson, but obviously here in profile, all of a sudden you see a big difference. This 4-foot long bed, you said?
Yes, it's a 4-foot long bed, and then as you go to the top, it's a little bit longer at 4.3. But the interesting thing is, the way I look at it is the front half of the vehicle is basically an SUV. You get the ride comfort when you get inside the vehicle, it's much more comfortable, but the other half is the open bed. And there's a lot of cool features, a lot of innovation. As you can see, there's basically 5 stepping points. You've got the corner steps that you're able to access with the tailgate down.
And it's basically the tread patterns, right? So
yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, so very convenient. It is a true compact, smaller pickup truck, so it's easier, it's lower, easier to access the bed. But just some of the cool features that are unique about it. A lot of innovation and engineering went into the open bed itself. For example, like the tailgate, it has a gas strut to where when I open it, it doesn't slam. Oh, I think it's locked. Oh, there you go. So it slowly opens because of the gas strut. It doesn't slam down.
Yeah.
And then to close it, I mean, I'm literally using one finger, and you can open and close it with that. So it's a very, very convenient feature. And then as you go into the open bed, comes with the sheet molded compound, which is the hard plastic. This is dent resistant, corrosion resistant, so it should be pretty durable in that sense.
Well, one other thing too, before we get too far, it's also right here on the key fob. I can hold this button down. So key fob tailgate, that's a novel thing.
Yeah, and another thing as well is, you know, we have our Hyundai digital key, where you also have the ability to unlock the door, get in the car, start it, but also it has the same thing where you can open the tailgate with your smartphone. So just a lot of connectivity, a lot of options.
Now, digital key, I believe that is Android only, right? So
yes.
Not iPhone.
Yes, there's unfortunately there's an exclusive contract with another OEM that does not allow us to do that, but as soon as that ends, we're already starting to test
Okay.
some of the stuff.
So it's not a
for Apple.
technology limitation, it's contractual.
It's contractual. There is some technology differences with the NFC part of it, but that's easily, upgradable, as time goes on.
Yeah.
And it becomes more available.
One thing that instantly stands out as well is this tonneau cover right here. And this is, you can see it says Hyundai right there. This is a factory tonneau cover. And that's standard with the Santa Cruz?
It actually comes with our SEL activity package.
Okay, so that's
so
like
on the
mid-level.
Yeah, it's on the mid-trim, but it's really unique because, as you said, it's made by Hyundai. Basically, it's integrated into the production line. So usually with other vehicles, they're available as dealer-installed options or aftermarket option. But it's really cool. It's retractable, very easy. It retracts in.
Oh, so and that's spring-loaded.
It is spring-loaded. It retracts into the aluminum canister. And then to close it, you just pull the strap.
Oh, that's what that strap's for. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
You could close it halfway just to accommodate some of your load. You can also, it's lockable, so there's a lock down here. So that once this is locked, the tailgate is tied to the power locks. Then you got the whole open bed area is secured and locked as well.
Okay.
One of the other cool features is we have the underfloor bed storage. So you could go in here. Now this, you can see, is pretty much sealed from water and debris getting in there. But the cool thing about it is if you go to the beach and you got your towels and everything filled with sand, you throw it in here. It's wet and it's dirty. It's great because it sits in here protected, but at the same time there's a drain plug that you simply pull out and you can get a hose or a bucket and you can just throw it in there. Very convenient in that way. You're not there scrubbing and vacuuming everything. You just pour a bucket of water and it'll drain down.
Now I saw a second hole right here. What's that one?
Yeah, this is it's not really a drain plug. I think it's more of an access area, but it does have the drain here. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that is similar to Ridgeline. Obviously, the Ridgeline is bigger and a lot deeper.
Yes.
But it's definitely a good and useful space, and it could function. You could definitely function and throw some ice in there and use it as a cooler as well.
Yes, definitely. You could do that for camping or if you're tailgating. Very, very easy to do.
Now we said it's just a little bit more than 4 feet long at the top and it's 4 feet at the base. How about width? How wide is it side to side? It looks close to 4 feet, even if it's not quite.
Yes, I mean you could fit a 4x4 piece of plywood. So you've also got some mold-in features where you can put up to a 2x6 piece of wood.
Well, I'll use one of the 5 steps you mentioned here. The question is, would 4 feet fit here, across here, or do you have to put the plywood up here?
No,
I guess
you have to put it up. You have to
yeah,
put
okay.
it up
So so we know we're 4 feet wide from here to here.
Yes.
To fit a 4x8 piece of plywood, probably a little bit less than 4 feet, and this looks like the corner of the wheel well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then since I'm up here, I'm noticing these latches here to lock things together. Obviously, here's another tie-in right here. And then you said 2x6 pieces of wood can fit here and here, and I see lights as part of the tailgate as well. Anything else?
No, this is on the other side of there's 2 small storage compartments.
Okay, so this is simple storage.
Yeah, there's just a simple storage in there. On this side, they have a 115-volt power outlet, just for the convenience of having things to be able to power.
Oh, and it's AC for the plug. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. And then the rail and cleat system is adjustable. You could see that you could slide it depending on what you're putting in there.
Absolutely.
So it really convenient on that way. These lights are on both sides. They light up the under storage area when it's opened.
Very good.
The other cool thing is you could adjust the tailgate height so you could fit like a 4x8 piece of plywood. You would basically just slide it out to the clip.
Oh, I see.
Go there. You do it on both sides, but what it does is it creates a flat position with the wheel well trim area here.
Okay, so that's how you fix the position to be not just completely flat, but somewhat up, and it's here or here that you can choose. Got it.
Yeah, and then it just pops right out, and then you're able to just pop it back in.
Okay.
And then you got your flat tailgate.
And I guess I will do the closing and get a sense of what that's like. Okay, yeah, easy enough. A little bit harder when you're holding the camera too, but hey.
Yeah, then you could lock it. You could lock it here so that everything is all secured in there.
And then I see here there's a small window in back here, it looks like, as well. So that opens and closes?
Yes, it does. It's a manual open and close. It's really just for ventilation, or if there's something smaller and a larger item that you need to get a little bit of stuff, like fishing poles or something in there that you could fit.
Got it. Okay, well, why don't we take a look inside, because there's some more tricks inside as well.
One of the cool things about the rear seat, what you'll notice is there's a lot of convenience items. You got cup holders on each door. You have rear air vents, you have rear USB inputs. The other cool thing in here,
there's USB down there, there's the vents.
The other cool thing is you have the rear 60/40 and they tip up, so the lower cushions tip up. So you do this, and basically what's cool is you have a little storage area here on both sides.
And I'm assuming most of them won't come with a Monroney inside, but
yeah. But there's about I think there's 4 or 5 screws. Yeah, I think there's 5 screws with a Phillips screwdriver. You could just take the screws out. You could lift this storage box out
and have even more
to
floor
have
space.
a little bit more space if you need it. But the nice thing is you could have this up, and you could also have 2 passengers on the other side as well, while you have some things in the open bed.
And what's the name of this color?
This is Blue Stone.
Blue Stone.
It's a nice little light bluish color.
Well, it's nice. It's not on the grayscale.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So as you go in, one of the biggest things that you'll notice, it's very similar to the Tucson, but it's packed with a lot of technology and a lot of advanced safety features.
So I'm noticing right away we have a screen for the instrument cluster, and we have a screen for the center console right there, and that's the larger 10.25 inch screen, not the 8-inch screen. Right. And then this instrument cluster screen, that looks also about to be 10.25.
Yeah, it's a 10 and a quarter. But as you kind of go here, the first thing you'll notice is that the whole dash is flat.
Yes.
And so it's really nice. There's a lot of question if you get glare on this, but these are high resolution clusters, and they're anti-glare. So basically, you have sun shining down. There really is no glare, but it's nice to have a flat dash because you could pretty much see the whole area.
Yeah.
A lot of times you have the hood over here, and there's a little bit of a visual that covers your side of vision. But yeah, if you look inside here, it pretty much it doesn't look like a truck. It's very SUV-like. The seats are very comfortable.
And one thing, when you're from Michigan, you were quick to notice these things: heated seats, heated steering wheel, and then for the summer, cooled seats as well.
Yeah, and some of the other things as well, it is a mechanical 4-wheel drive system, so it does have a 4-wheel lock button. Yeah. And then you have some other features in here. You got two USB ports. There's also a wireless charging system that actually is it's 15 watts. There's actually a small fan under to keep your phone cool.
That's a nice detail.
One of the other little things here, if you look, there's like all these little holes that are in there. So we call that the multi-air mode. So basically when you turn the air conditioner on, instead of having this cold or hot air blowing right into your face, it actually tones it down, and there's kind of a breeze that comes out here.
Okay.
And there's one on this side as well, so you don't have it, just blatantly blowing all in your face.
So it's more evenly distributed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So it also goes down to the footwells as well. So it's just a different way to do it. A little bit more comfortable for the front passengers.
And then also up here, you have some controls here. We do have a moonroof, power moonroof, I'm sure. And yeah, looks like a nice little compact SUV once you're inside, especially in the front seat. Yeah. In back, and there's the inside view of that sliding rear window. In back, it's a little bit more cramped because you don't have that cargo area for flexibility, but you have a truck bed instead. And one thing that surprised me, because I know that Hyundai was really emphasizing that this isn't a traditional pickup truck, but towing capacity is actually the same as a Honda Ridgeline. So Honda Ridgeline is 5,000 pounds. Mm-hmm. This is 5,000 pounds.
Yeah.
What enticed you guys to still give that much towing capacity to add? Because that requires a little bit more brake. It requires more structure in the chassis. Because a Tucson, we said this is built off Tucson. Right. Tucson's only 2,000 pounds towing.
Yeah, that was one of the big things because, we were wanting to make sure that customers that wanted the functionality of an open bed but had or wanted to get an SUV because of the ride comfort or size or whatnot. But basically, we didn't want to short out on the capability. Understanding that our bed was going to be a little bit compromised, was going to be a little bit smaller when you compare it to the other pickup trucks. We also wanted to make sure that, through the innovation in the bed as well as the towing, we wanted to make sure that it's capable.
Yeah, there's tons of flexibility with pickup trucks in what's offered, where and how, but I think critically, this is less than 196 inches long. So it's still in the same footprint of a typical SUV, and yet you have the pickup truck to work with. So I have to say, I'm really looking forward to driving it, and I think it's compelling this combination of features that Hyundai put together.
Yes.
All right, so yeah, let's go for a drive in the 2022 Santa Cruz.
All right.
Hi everyone. Well, as you could probably guess from my walk around with Melvin Bautista about this Hyundai Santa Cruz, I am on a special drive in this car. I'm getting just a little bit of time today to drive the car, and I'm very happy and appreciative that Hyundai gave me that opportunity, but as a result, it's not going to be as complete and as detailed as I like to do normally. But regardless, I will still share what I learn while driving the truck and give the insights I can. But anyway, let's get to it. All right, behind the wheel of this 2022 Hyundai Santa Cruz. And I have to say, coming away pretty darn impressed so far. So this is the top trim of Santa Cruz, and there's a pretty wide variety of price once you get into the different trim levels. You know, this is a $40,000 vehicle that I'm in right now, and yet it starts at under $25,000. But even if you go limited, you're getting something pretty unique for the money, because this is a under 196 inch long pickup truck that just goes by a different name, as we went over before. And yet it's a pickup truck that is built from a pretty small SUV, the Hyundai Tucson, and that means it has pretty small SUV handling characteristics. I've got pretty decent body control, I've got a pretty responsive front end, and you know, a pretty fast rack, certainly faster than most pickup trucks, and I've got all the behaviors that you'd expect in a car-based SUV. I just happen to have a 4-foot bed out the back. I also get pretty darn decent fuel economy. I'll put that up on the display right now. I've got drive modes, 4 of those. What do I have? I have normal, sport, smart, and snow, just like a lot of the other Hyundais. And that extends to how the car feels on the interstate as well. In fact, I took a stint on the interstate, and I'll cut to that and show you that right now. All right, spending a little time on the highway in this 2022 Santa Cruz, and I have to say, it rides a lot like a Tucson. It's very refined, very pleasant, nice, composed, supple ride in most ways. You know, there's a little bit of wind noise, but it's nothing bad. It's, I'd say, right around average, maybe just a touch behind, you know, your best SUVs, but it's certainly not out of range. And road noise is nice and quiet. Plus, this 2.5 liter turbocharged engine, there's a decent amount of oomph you got here. 311 pound-feet of torque with an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. That's a nice combination of things. So if you need to have a little bit of passing power, you've got it. Really not bad. For a pickup truck, those are not the kind of sounds you'd expect to have, and that's not the kind of acceleration you'd expect either. Plus, 6,500 RPM redline. Yeah, really pretty decent. Another thing that the Santa Cruz has is something called Hyundai Driver Assist, and it will drive for you for a decent amount of time. So if I take my hands off the wheel, yep, it's definitely centering me towards the lane and keeping me in the places where I need to go. Now, it is starting to tell me, hey, you should have your hands on the wheel, but it is also still steering for me. We're going around this subtle bend right now. It's doing a pretty good job of keeping it centered, but now I'm getting to say, hey, keep hands on wheel. Hyundai Driving Assist. Technology. Pretty decent, right? You know, perfectly reasonable, right in the ballpark of what you'd think a modern small SUV would be like. But what I wasn't expecting for a small truck was to have a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine with 281 horsepower. That was a pleasant surprise. And being that it was a pleasant surprise, I decided to do a little acceleration test. Let me show you that. Briefly slowing down. All right, and I am in sport mode. Here we go. Yeah, really not bad. Yeah, it's a pickup truck. It's a little bit heavier, it's got a bit more structure. It obviously doesn't have the lowest coefficient of drag, but yeah, acceleration is pretty darn decent. So really, this Santa Cruz ticks a lot of boxes. I have a lot of comforts in here, 10.25-inch center console screen, navigation, modern stereo, all the connectivity you'd expect. I've got all the advanced safety things you'd expect, not least of which including that Hyundai driving assist. I've got comfortable seats with good bolstering, upper and lower, nice soft materials. I have a nice steering wheel with a lot of functionality on the wheel. I've got good visibility looking out. It's just a well-built truck. Then you have the addition of all that usefulness that you can have from an open bed pickup truck in a size that makes it just a lot more available for people that live in city environments, and more people are living in city environments. And the fact that you can even tow 5,000 pounds with it, wow, that seriously impressed me. I didn't expect anything close, especially considering this is built off the Tucson, and the Tucson only tows 2,000 pounds. So really, very interesting truck. Not for the traditional pickup truck person, certainly, but for a lot of people, it could be a really useful and comfortable truck to have. I'm Robin Warner. Thank you for watching. And if you are still watching, I'd really appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Those types of things really help me out a lot. Okay, goodbye. Yeah, really not bad.